You say fresh how? I say ball of fun. That was absolutely Jess. She does have a love of the phallic art. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are back with another reaction to The Mighty Nine. We're now on season 1, episode 6, which is called Many Gifts. So the last episode was basically Caleb's backstory. We now know kind of the events that led him up to where he is now, and we see just kind of the relationship that he has with Trent, the Volstruckers. It's all a very dark and twisted tale, and at least we know how he's kind of somewhat gotten to this point. Where he's gonna go from here, time will tell. He did decide to take out Owena, who was the Volstrucker that was stalking, well, Bo, but also him. But she was able to notify notify Trent and the rest of the Volstruckers that he'd been found. So it's probably only going to be a matter of time before more of them show up at some point. But I do think that Trent and company are a little busy with the beacon at the moment. So maybe that won't be their primary concern, but it's definitely something that's coming. And outside of that, we just kind of touched on some of the other characters a bit, nothing too deep, but we ended the episode with Caleb about to tell us everything that we saw in the episode. So I'm interested to see how everyone's going to take that and how we're going to move forward with all this new knowledge. Let's jump into this episode, but just before I do, please do hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and continue to leave those comments below. Critters, shout out to you. You guys have been great with giving me context and answering my thinking out loud questions. I really do appreciate it. All right, out of the way, let's get into the episode right now. Vultures?
Vultures. The Orphan Maker. She's here.
Oh, okay. It's associated with somebody?
The Orphan Maker's a myth.
You sure?
Get to work.
It is weird for them just to be like traveling in a group like that, unless there's a lot of dead bodies around. Okay, we met her back in episode 1.
It's just a woman, and I'll prove it.
Okay, you deserve whatever's coming to you, pal. You're about to see some very feminine gestures. Shouldn't you be worried that she's wielding a sword that big with zero effort? What did the horse do? So unnecessary.
You missed.
Did she? Oh, she got talent. Really? You saw that and you thought charging would be a good idea? All right, brains are not the strong suit of this group. She is strong. You got some competition, Bo. Her muscles are bigger than yours. That would be the right response. You should have left hours ago.
Please, spare my life.
No, not you right into a flashback.
I thought you wanted to forget these feelings, Yasha,
Is her skin supposed to be this pale? Just a question.
and find my prize.
Okay, I remember seeing that last episode as well. Or last time we saw her. Is that a mind control thing?
Past that range. West. Zadash.
Damn, okay, whatever's controlling her said death to humans, huh? That's why they follow her around. She's a walking buffet. That makes sense. Okay, so does the Orphan Maker have her own will? Her own? I just got questions as to why she's being controlled and if that was voluntary.
At last, our destination.
I love that Jess is always happy. Oh, oh, good. Well, you're going to meet somebody. That's awesome. I don't know anybody that can beat her right now out of this group.
Don't mind if I do. Never steal from happy people.
Very true.
How about this?
Tusk love?
The love story of Oscar and Guinevere.
You know, I'm kind of upset with myself for wanting to know the contents of that book. She probably has a contact or someone. She hasn't checked in with her, what would you even call her, master, senior, for a while.
Did you bring it?
That's what I thought. Dynamite, I couldn't think of her name.
That's it?
It's a code for a member of the Cerberus Assembly. Trent Ikathon.
Oh.
That name means something to you?
Does now.
Fucked up someone I know.
Let me get this straight.
Wow, that's actually very understanding.
It's a guy I've been traveling with. A Volstrucker. Former, actually.
There is no former with them. It's not something you just stop being.
Well, it is in his case.
He'll kill you.
He knows.
And I'm still alive.
When I tell King Dwendal that his head of propaganda is a traitor,
He won't listen.
the Assembly might try some shit.
A wizard war?
Yay! I want to see a wizard war.
I'll send word when it's safe to come in from the cold.
Jesus, Harry Potter. But yeah, no, very good. The thing is, he never got out. That's another reason Trent probably wants him, is because it's supposed to be once in, never out kind of situation. She found you.
Caleb, you coming?
Damn, now they know your fake name too. Oh, can he not see her?
So, you've come home.
No, no, no. That is not the intent. Oh, you're still alive.
Gravity.
Disappointing.
Ikithon, careful.
No, no, no.
Watch
Don't tell him
yourself.
to be careful. He should hurt himself. Waste away.
Yes, Dunamancy can control gravity, space. But do not lose sight of our ultimate objective.
Of course.
Your ultimate objective, not his.
Despite what you may think of me, Essek, I am a man of my word.
Bull.
Knowledge of Dunamancy in exchange for saving your mother's life.
I'm glad to hear it.
Fooled again, huh? Fool you once. That was his fault, but fool you twice.
Yes, yes. This just might work.
Bless Essex's naive soul. That is a very harsh lesson to learn for naivety. Very Sansa Stark, you know? How bad can it be? Causes a war that kills everyone.
And where have you been?
Shopping?
Mhm.
Molly said this dude likes fancy, right?
It took you a while to open up, Caleb. Give everyone time.
You have coin for drinks or you don't. We don't barter, Purple Man.
Relax, Knives.
Maybe we should have brought more gifts.
Oh,
Well, I have no
you
coin.
remember?
I'd be willing to offer many gifts.
Oh, is that all? He's like, I was wanting to smash somebody. Damn it.
Lovely.
The nipple?
A hidden staircase is always a nice touch.
Molly, can we talk about how we need to keep your brain a little bit more clear when it comes to things that might be life and death?
Your own hubris did this, Trent. And there was nothing I could do.
Oh, honey, I think you're underestimating Trent big time.
Curate Tasha.
Love the hair. Who's she?
You see, hubris.
Calm down, sis. Do not get too cocky with this one.
By order of the king, you are hereby under arrest for treason.
Ooh, I love the gag. Thank you. Monologuing so annoying. He gonna break out of this. Or his Volstruckers will get him out. If he can't get him out himself. I don't know the extent of Trent's power.
Lucian!
Lucian.
This has been... Well, it's been far too long.
2 years since that night.
Which night?
Your hair is different.
Is it?
These tattoos. Oh,
Hi, friends.
the ritual.
Yes?
How much do they know?
Oh, everything, all the rituals.
Exactly.
I can call the tomb takers back at your command. I can.
No need for that.
That's fine.
Molly, what the fuck?
Let's just go with
No
it.
idea. Just go with it.
Yeah, for now, let's just play this out. We do not need people recognizing me, realizing I don't remember who I am.
Well, what strangers have graced us with their majestic presence?
Us, the Sensual Seven.
We are the Mighty Nine.
Wrong name.
Do you need a wipe?
I was about to say he's sweating badly.
We're here to barter for a favor.
Tusk, love, the tantalizing tale of hidden romance and forbidden lust.
Kindred
Well, at least
spirits.
one of you has fun.
See?
It seems some pre-calamity ruins have been uncovered at the Eagle and Quarry.
Seriously, we gotta go questing?
Rumor has it they may be the legendary tunnels of Nidus Okiro.
Yeah. Who's that?
Nidus? Okiro.
Blank.
Nidus stole a bunch of stuff, squirreled it away.
Did you say pirate?
Nidus's own arcane compass. It will undoubtedly be in his personal quarters. I'm told the soldiers have had issues accessing the hoard.
Sounds about right.
They all end up dead.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic.
Is it any worse than what you've gone through already?
I don't know about you all, but it takes coin to pay for drinks, sex.
Food?
I'm talking about essentials.
He's like, I don't need food. I can live off love.
You are all very odd.
Thank you.
We know, honey. We're in.
Yay, quest time!
Master Ikithon has been arrested by the Cobalt Soul.
fucking academics.
Losers.
Is there something else?
Oh, so the throuple was not equal. Interesting.
However, before you embark, there is one thing I need.
Now what?
Towel?
I need assurance you won't make off with my item or hell even turn me into the city guard. So I will require
You ingest
samples
that?
of your blood.
Oh.
What for? So they can track us.
Only if you betray me, of course.
That makes sense. That's a lot of stuff you might potentially find. Does your blood just go in or does it freeze things? Oh, you can extract it. Interesting. So he can control his blood then.
Buzzard's tougher than I thought.
Well, I mean, he's into torture. He's probably actually hard as a rock right now.
Maybe we give him what he wants.
Illusion magic? I feel like the king's a tool. I haven't met him yet, but I have a feeling like that Trent probably controls him.
Are we sure about that?
Clearly not.
Based on prior experience, the back door is always a good time.
Stop it. Something tells me Jez. Well, she probably does know what it means, but not literally. Please, girl. Thank you, Caleb. Yeah, so Caleb can make arcane fire or some form of fire, it seems, fairly easily. I feel like that's the one element that seems to be natural to him, but maybe he can make bigger fire when he uses other materials. Okay, what do you want, bro? Ukatoa, is that his name? Can you make sentences, Ukatoa? It's always one word.
Great. Now we all look like Caleb.
Damn! At least it's not poop this time.
I gotta say, it was a breeze getting this far.
Why would you jinx
Anything
it?
this easy makes me nervous.
Yeah, Oh. Well, things happened.
Second, she's obviously feeling scared.
Of course I am. But in about 90 seconds, I won't feel anything.
You are fair.
Yep, I figure the drinking was absolutely for a reason.
What are you trying to do? Pick us off one by
Shut
one?
up!
What is this about, Bora?
Right? Like, get it off your chest.
Children? Shall we use our inside voices?
Right? We are on a heist. I'm sure Bo has a reason for being annoyed, but I'm just like, girl, speak your mind because the passive aggressive? Not the time. Okay. Good job, Not.
You're so brave, Nod. We believe in you.
Thanks for the cheerleading. It's a good thing Nod doesn't have great hearing. Thanks, Bo. Oh. This is very Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones. Hey, good job, Nod.
I just saved it.
Whoop.
It will be just fine.
This is so undignified.
Seems you do not trust any of us.
That's true. But I feel like she doesn't even trust herself, to be perfectly honest. Usually that kind of stuff's projection. Also, she might have been let down by a lot of people. Like, that type of defensiveness doesn't come out of nowhere.
Fireman, can you,
Thank you.
Do the other ones.
What is your problem with me?
let go of her?
Ooh, spicy.
I'm sure he wasn't going to really. Right, Caleb?
Don't test him.
The lone wolf here does not have friends.
Period.
She only thinks of herself.
Ooh, clocked.
The fuck you just say to me?
You
You
heard.
heard me.
Okay, Ukatoa's trying to help you.
This Nidus was a pirate, right?
You use stars.
Well, he navigated by the stars.
Come on, Bo, you're our brainiac here. Our book reader.
They rotate.
Oh, I love puzzles.
Yay, me too. Yeah, but there's probably a constellation you're trying to make specifically.
Lesser Draconia. It's
Per.
a dragon constellation.
He's not just a pretty face. 3 points for Ford. Do not call him a dumb jock again.
Made it this far, I'm officially impressed.
Me too.
Good luck, stay hydrated, and have fun.
Very important.
Also, don't die.
Thank you. That last tidbit, kind of important.
Very good work, Captain.
It was. Thank you for acknowledging. Ford's like, yeah.
Virat stopped by to say farewell.
All right, he's going to the front.
The Bright Queen has sent him to the front.
Remember, he told you.
They are to seize the border tonight.
He'll die.
But that's what you wanted, wasn't it? An end to the cycle? Poor Essek really did not think through the ripple effect of what he could do.
All right. What fresh hell awaits us in this room?
Oh, you say fresh hell, I say ball of fun. Oh God, these probably wake up, don't they?
Nice.
I'm sorry, I'm getting flashbacks to solo leveling. Oh, is that thing down there gonna help you? So, okay, Ukatoa, I guess, can only speak in one word, or maybe that's the only way he knows how to communicate. So he chooses the words very specifically that he thinks will help. I still don't know what grow means, though. Let's see if the king's down. We already know from the first episode that the king likes this war, so.
Until I could discover what boons or banes the beacon possessed.
You mages, always research.
Is it research?
Your operation has started a war.
But you were pretty
that would
eager to
tear
start.
this continent apart. That is real.
Who cares?
Exactly.
And I can guarantee victory.
Oh, see, look how quickly it didn't. It wasn't a moral issue anymore.
Very well. Show me.
Well, that was hard. Twist his rubber arm.
How am I supposed to jump to something I can't see?
Faith.
Oh, and if you're full of shit, I'm a bloodstain on the floor.
Why would I kill you, Beauregard? You are still useful to me.
Exactly. Use your head.
For now.
Come on. Even you would do the same if it was the other way around.
I'm not allowed to joke.
I thought it was funny.
Let's just do this.
No, for real. I just need Bo to like take the emotions out of it because for real, like you both need each other right now. Why would he kill you? So what do we mean? Drink water? Get in the water? Consume is a very broad term.
2 meters forward, half a meter right.
Hopefully you can count. She's very agile though. We've seen the parkour. Parkour! Hey!
Ford!
Ford's fine. Don't worry about that. Back upstairs. We don't know if those things disappear. So immature. That was absolutely Jess. She does have a love of the phallic art. I feel like you can breathe underwater or something. Oh, is this about your powers? Oh, damn you for being so thick. That fat ass. Yes, Poseidon's son. That's what I thought. You got a sea god powering you, bro. What do you do with that big fat butt? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Precise. That was not on Caleb.
Perhaps it was 2.5 meters.
I was about to
Tell
say.
me, where did you sneak off to before?
Ooh, this conversation.
But do you really remember precisely?
Caleb, this is the dark streak coming out
He
again.
told me not to trust you.
Who did, Beauregard?
Your game right back at you.
He stole a weapon from the dynasty. He's starting a war that's gonna kill a lot of innocent people. Yeah. So my partner's gonna take him down.
No.
Kill me. Do whatever you gotta fucking do.
He just wanted to know what was
3
up.
meters ahead, 20 degrees right.
But see how inconvenient it is when someone holds an interview in a life or death situation? Not fun, right?
But the only way to deal with Trent Igathon is to kill him.
I agree. It's just like the Goonies, where if he only takes one thing, it'll be fine, but if he takes more, it'll set things in motion. Oh, right there. Why is it doing that?
Are you ingenious enough to survive? Dun dun dun! The final trap!
Told ya.
Be kidding me.
Have you never watched the Indiana Jones movie? Come on. Knew it. I knew those things were going to wake up. Will you take care of the guards who might be coming, though? Because you can do that. We could use the distraction.
He probably deserves this.
Who's we? We don't speak French up in here. He did hoard all the... Ooh. That looks like something in Ukatoa. So you want... Was Ukatoa trying to try to get himself put back together? Like that might actually be his eye? That would make sense as to why he needs Ford. I think this means we're besties now. Right? We're going to squash it, right? For now? Yeah. Shaky trust, but trust just the same. Voice activated. How do we get out of here without making any noise?
How could I be a part of a team that is so goddamn stupid? Reckless, selfish.
No, Ford knows what he's doing.
And he's a piece of shit for thinking someone who's sticking her neck out for him would stab him in the back.
And I
Got all these
am
truths
not
coming
the only
out.
one with trust issues.
Right?
Where did Igathon take it?
To the front. To practice what you taught him.
He can't.
He will.
For justice! General
This
Brock,
is not a long-term victory. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, sire. They cannot harm us. So you may wish to step back.
What's sad is they wouldn't anyways because they respect the beacon so much.
archers, make ready.
Nope, he is about to turn this place into whatever the hell happened at that outpost. Just him? He's gonna feel like crap. Oh no, just turn them around. That's also very helpful. Look at the king. Oh, I don't care what you did all those things wrong. It's fine. Please kill his. I need you to like take out a whole organ this time, please, beacon, please.
How did you know?
How indeed.
You stole the beacon.
Sure did. Is Caleb, or I mean, is Trent actually gonna let these souls come in? Actually, I think they power the beacon, so. Look at this psychopath. Him and Trent might actually be lovers.
This isn't a bad life. A little action to earn us some stiff drinks and questionable bedmates.
Okay, but you won the sex. Everybody else just wants like a sandwich.
Is that an apology?
As close as you're gonna get.
What? No good?
I mean, the word sorry normally makes an appearance.
Boring.
Never had friends.
Hmm.
They're usually a fucking pain in the ass.
Really? What would you call your throuple? Those aren't friends?
I got a feeling the worst is finally
You
behind us.
jinxed it not! Yep, there's the vultures. Oh, well, you know, the good thing about the vultures being there is that I do think that she will potentially give the Volstruckers a run for their money if they start to go after Caleb again, because it might take a minute for him to get a handle on that necklace. Okay, guys, well, that was a fun episode. That was a lot lighter as far as like the the emotional weight than our last episode. This one I feel like was a more the the whole team building thing. You've got your storming, norming, performing steps. Right now we're still in the storming phase, but we're kind of getting closer into the norming, right? You know, I said back in episode was that 3 that when they were trying to do the whole thing with the toad, it was very much like a collision of people who, you know, they were fumbly, they were clumsy, but they just, you know, it worked just enough, right? It wasn't quite exact, it wasn't precise, but it worked. We're getting to the point where we're starting to understand everybody's strengths and different ways that they can potentially work not only together, but off of each other, right? How they can bounce off of each other and potentially coordinate certain skills so that they can be even more efficient, right? Because efficiency has really not been their objective until this point, right? It was very much survival in the beginning, and now it's getting to the point where just like, was it not? No, what Molly was saying is that if we're going to continue maybe to do these little side quests, it wouldn't be a bad thing for obviously the financial reasons, but that is kind of where if they're going to continue to do this, they're going to have to start becoming efficient and not just effective, if that makes sense. So this one I feel like was another example of how they can learn to work together and work with each other. And there's certain polar opposites in this group that definitely have some kinks to work out. But in this episode, it was between Caleb and Bo. And we saw that this is kind of a continuation because in the last episode, you heard me losing my mind about Bo just not focusing on the task at hand, which was questioning Aurelia. She was too busy trying to get her point across and do things her way. And while she wasn't wrong in identifying the fact that Caleb was being willfully mysterious and holding things back and, you know, basically not trusting them enough with the truth, the timing was off, right? It really wasn't the right time for her to be digging into that truth. Well, in this episode, you know, Caleb kind of turned the tables a little bit because, I mean, my girl is not that great at stealthing away. Not immediately was like, where's she going, right? So anyway, they knew that she's up to something. And of course, she never really talked about why Aurelia was following her, right? She didn't really have time to get into it. But, you know, she wasn't really supposed to tell anyone, to be fair. But, you know, Caleb just kind of brought out the very, very valid point that, okay, I spilt my guts about the most horrific things that I've ever done to everybody. Now you're holding back? Like, that feels a little hypocritical after everything. So anyway, you see that she didn't really want to say anything, but that was mainly because of what she was told by Dairon, sorry. And Dairon was right to warn her, right? Because she's like, from what they know of Volstrucker, she's like, they don't just quit. They don't get to walk away. So how do you know you can trust this person? And of course, after what we saw in Caleb's flashback, there's clear beef between the monks and the Volstruckers since they've attacked them more than once and were visceral about it, right? So anyways, I do like that even in that conversation with Dairon, though, that even if she didn't necessarily mean to, Bo did stick up for him. She's like, no, like, I don't think he's like that. You know, he knows what I am. He hasn't tried to attack me. Like, none of what you're saying right now is resonating with him anyway. But I also agree with Dairon that, you know, you having 100% trust at this point wouldn't be smart, right? Even though from what we've seen, there'd be no reason for her not to trust Caleb. As I've mentioned multiple times, he does have a dark streak and he's very morally flexible. So I can't at this point really say that they're 100% any of them are smart to 100% trust him. We're seeing a soft side, we're seeing some level of loyalty, but that's not all of him. But coming back, we see that they're trying to get this necklace first and foremost because it's not only just to save Caleb, but also by extension all of them, because we see that the Volstruckers really don't care about collateral damage. They will kill everyone if that's what it means to get to him. But as a side note, the girl, who I don't remember her name, but the blonde who's part of the throuple, when she saw Caleb, we see that her face, everything about her body language looked like it was not anger, it wasn't resentment, it wasn't any form of like, you know, upset really. It was more just like, oh my God, you're okay, you're alive, like it's for real. So I do think her feelings for Bren run a lot deeper than just their weird trauma psychotic bond that they formed as being Volstruckers. I also think that there was like real love there as much as these guys can feel love, because I mean, I just feel like with the enjoyment that they have over tormenting and death, you know, you gotta wonder. But anyway, interestingly, I do think she has deeper feelings for Bren, and that could be a good thing. That could be in Bren's favor, because she might be the key to him escaping or narrowly escaping should they get caught at some point. Whereas the guy, what's his name? Aelwulf? I gotta remember the names, but I think it's Aelwulf. He seems to be a little bit more indifferent, right? So as I said, you know, looking at later on when she was telling him about Trent being arrested, so in that moment, she definitely could have told him, like, and if they were kind of an equal throuple, there'd be no reason for her not to have told Aelwulf that, hey, I found him. Like, this is where he is. He's with some people in the city. He's very close to the academy. But she chose to keep that piece of information to herself, which says to me, I don't know, you probably heard the expression that in any trio, not necessarily a throuple, but in any trio of friends or whatever, there's always a duo where there's always two people that are just a little bit closer than that third person. And what I'm getting from this is that while they were, you know, clearly sharing a type of relationship, it looks like what Bren had with her was just a little bit more, at least that meant a little bit more to her than what she has with Aelwulf or what she considers the whole dynamic. So all that to say that I think that that might be a good weak link for Bren in the future, or for Caleb in the future, should they get to a point where it's literally do or die. Coming back, that is the reason why they need to get this necklace, right? So that they can't just easily, we saw how quickly they were able to find Caleb as soon as that necklace was gone. So, and interesting too, that Oelia sent that message to the girl. I thought she would have sent it to Trent. So another little sub layer going on there. Like, I thought the Volstruckers thought of him as father. So maybe there is a little bit of levels as far as loyalties there. Maybe she sent it to her because she thought that she would feel the same way that Oelia did, that like she'd be angry and want revenge. But as I said, that's not the energy I got at all from that reaction to seeing him. But anyway, we see that them trying to get this necklace is what leads them to this dealer who said that, yeah, I will get you what you need, but you need to do something for me. And that was going to get this compass, which God knows where that compass leads to. And then of course he kind of made it sound like, take whatever you want when you're there. It's the compass that I want, which should tell you something about how important this compass is. But either way, they decide to do it, and they all give blood to track them in case they don't come back to return this compass should they get it. Now, I just feel like they spent a lot of time on that blood collection, so I don't think it's going to be just for that. I don't know. Something tells me it's not going to just be a situation when they get back, they're going to hand the blood back, but we'll see. Interestingly, Molly, when he cut himself for that blood, Molly was able to cut himself and, you know, get the blood to pour, and it didn't turn into ice. So Interesting. I'm very curious about how Molly's powers work, but I thought maybe every time his blood fell, it turned to ice, but it looks like it's not the case. Maybe he controls it. But anyway, that's what kind of happened there and set them on the quest. But oh, that just actually reminded me, speaking of the blood, when Molly showed up at this club where the gentleman was, we see someone recognized him and called him, what was the name they called him? Nonigan? I think it was Nonigan. And he, of course, blank. You could tell he had no idea what that name was associated with, but he just went with it because he's like, let me not, start a whole other side quest of trying to figure out what I am or who I was. But now we saw way back in episode 3. Yeah, 3 when we first were introduced to Molly that there are things that he knows that he doesn't remember why he knows them. And I have a feeling he has no idea why the tats are on his body or how they got there. I think he knows what they do because, as I mentioned in that episode, like when he got hurt, he kind of knew that something was going to happen, but lots of blocks, I guess, in his memory. And I wasn't sure how much of that was real and how much of it is an act, but I'm starting to believe that it is real. He really doesn't remember anything. Yeah, but in that conversation with the cat person, we find out that Molly had a different name. We also find out that Molly went through some form of a ritual, and I'm thinking that ritual was so bad or it went so sideways, or I mean, maybe it worked, but either way, it sounds like they believed that Molly had died as a result of that ritual. And whoever was, I guess, integral to pulling this spell off absconded with a book. And apparently this book's pretty important. My guess is it's probably something that contained the particulars of that spell, maybe. I don't know, but there's a lot of questions there. Like, it sounds like that person also said that Molly's tats were new and the hair was new. So maybe the ritual is what gave him the tattoos. And as far as the hair, I mean, I don't know if that means like, did his hair grow out? Did he cut it? Or is it like, did his hair literally change because of the ritual? Like, lots of questions. Lots of questions sparked. But I did notice that Molly did not seem too intent on digging into that. Like, not even in the sense of like, oh, we're on a mission to do something else, but more like I don't even really care. Like, I just want to, don't want to think about it. Nope, nope, nope. Right? So this is why I say that there's still a question mark for me as to whether or not Molly is, like, I do believe there's genuine amnesia there, but how deep it goes, that's always the question. Like, how much of it really is he doesn't remember? How much of it is he doesn't want to remember? How much of it is he scared to find out who he was before his memory blanks out or before this ritual? Because maybe it's something he doesn't want to remember. I don't know. There's a lot of questions where that's concerned, but it's definitely whet my appetite. I definitely want to know more about, what happened at that point. Like, what created Molly versus Nonigan or whatever the other name was that they gave him. So hopefully we'll get that at some point, and hopefully it won't be too terrible. Hopefully it won't be too terrible because, so far, Friends is horrible. And I saw someone in comments say that Knots is not the greatest either. So I'm like, hopefully it's not too much tragedy. But anyway, we'll have to see. But yes, anyways, coming back to the mission, they went through. And once again, as I said, this mission was very much about them learning how to work with each other and learn to trust each other. We discovered, Caleb, again, very smart. His brain definitely locked in for this one, not seeing her ability to diffuse the traps, her agility, all those things. And I really like that Caleb kind of called Bo out on the fact like, you didn't trust that Nott could do this. I had faith in her. If we're going to work together, you're going to have to learn to trust people, have faith in them a little bit. At this point, especially, outside of stealing from her. In fairness, Bo, maybe you don't trust not to steal. But in all other cases, Nott really hasn't given her any reason not to trust her, right? So anyway, yeah, they kind of figured out that, that's where Nott's really good, right? Disarming traps, the agility, being able to kind of, see and smell things out. Like, that's very much her strong suit so far. Caleb, clearly very observational, lots of spells he's still able to do despite his magic being gone. So that's helpful. With Bo, obviously, she also has the agility, maybe not quite as nimble as Nott, but pretty darn close. And she also has the head knowledge, right? She had the access to the library. She's got a lot of lore knowledge, story knowledge, historical knowledge. So all that's going to be very helpful as well. And then, again, bless Jess, she was kind of just there for vibes once again, but I feel like her time to shine is coming. I know it's coming, but at this point, she was very much moral support. And then, of course, there's Ford, who we'll talk about in a second. But then we've got Bo versus Caleb. They were kind of mending their rift this episode. Both of them have trust issues based on who they are, and more so that Caleb doesn't trust anybody, right? Because I think after what he went through, what we saw in this flashback, the people closest to him, or who he believed to be closest to him, I think he feels like they betrayed him on some level. But also, he was kind of returning the same energy that Bo was giving him, right? It's like, you don't trust anybody, you want to do everything on your own, you always know best, so why should I give you anything, right? And then in this particular case, I love that they gave them this trust fall exercise, quite literally. This time she's not just falling back into embrace, but it's like, yeah, if I get this wrong, you're probably gonna die. But anyway, yes, him being the only one who can see these invisible steps that got to the boat, she had to trust Caleb and trust what he was telling her. And then of course, him doing the, just happened to have that little interrogation while she's in a vulnerable position. Like I said, giving a little taste of her own medicine of what she did with Aurelia. And yeah, obviously she didn't like it, but she did, end up spilling the entire beans, but that's good because with the two of them both having a common enemy, shall we say, I think that she really should have shared that information earlier. But like I said, I understand why she held back because Daeron and also just, her being her. So anyways, that conversation, we found out that, as I personally always thought, Caleb's like, you gotta kill Trent. There's no other way around it. There's no reasoning with that man. There's nothing, he cannot be punished. Like, you gotta kill him. That's the only way to deal with the Caleb. So she's like, if your friend's trying to go in there and deal with him personally, that better be what she's planning to do, because otherwise, it's game over for her. So we'll see whether or not that, I'm hoping Daeron is still alive though. I don't think Daeron's actually directly interacting at all with Trent at this point. Hopefully she will, come back and commiserate with Bo before she does anything crazy. But anyway, we see that in the midst of this heist, what's his name? Yukotoa, I think is the way you say it. Apologies if that's wrong. But Yukotoa has been speaking to Ford, right? He actually is guiding Ford through this heist. And I think the main reason, because we see that Yukotoa's speaking is not like constant. It's not like a constant whispering. It's not like Grog with his sword that was constantly telling it to feed him. Like, this was like, anytime that Yukotoa has spoken to Ford, it's typically been either to save his life or because it needs him to do something. And so the grow is the only one that I don't understand that he keeps saying. And I don't think that we've seen Ford know what to do with that word either. But because there was something that Yukotoa needed in this cavern, he got real chatty, right? And obviously no one else can hear him. No one's really asked yet why Ford's kind of answering someone, but I'm sure it'll come. And we see that he actually helped Ford get to the chamber because he knew it wanted Ford to get someplace, and then showed Ford and nobody else where he needed to go under the water to find this thing. And like I said, it looks to me like an eye, like an actual eye, and it's definitely got some magical properties. I think we can already just go ahead and assume that. But it brought him down there, and as I suspected, he can breathe underwater. I'm like, if a water creature can't get you to breathe underwater, then what good is he? That's all I was thinking. So I was right about that. So now with Ford, we know that he can basically teleport via water. He can make his sword disappear and appear at will. He can take on the appearance of others for a short time. And now we know he can breathe underwater. So that's a pretty sweet arsenal that he's got there. Again, thanks to Yukotoa or Yukotoa's sword. I'm not sure. But anyways, back to this. Now that he knows he can swim underwater or breathe underwater, he was able to get this eye, what looks like an eye, and he was told to consume multiple times. So again, I do not know if this means to literally consume that thing because it looks like it's a little too big to swallow, but what do I know about half orcs? Maybe it can. Or if it's something that he can like absorb physically in his body, I don't know. But it wants to make sure, I guess, that he doesn't lose it. But I'm also wondering, as I said, if this is maybe Yukotoa trying to get their body back. Maybe Yukotoa was like scattered amongst the 7 great seas, who knows? Or if he's trying to maybe transfer himself into Ford's body. I don't know. I've got some theories swirling, but very interesting that he told him to consume this thing, this magical item. Like, so far, Ford did not do it. And also, it tried to get Ford to leave, right? When Ford got it and he was leaving, he was in a perfect position to actually escape unscathed. And thankfully, his own conscience says, no, I can't do that. And he came back and saved everybody. So yeah, Yukotoa definitely needs something. And I've been saying that since the get-go. I don't think this is all benevolence. I think Yukotoa needs him. And apparently, maybe it is to collect all these different items maybe that belong to it, body. I don't know, but that's where I'm at with the whole Ford situation. So the other larger part of this episode was Essek. Essek, still recognizing that where Trent is willing to push himself in order to use the beacon is dangerous. He's hurting himself, but because he can heal himself, he doesn't really care. And I think that, it's so sad in a way because Essek is like trying to help, he's trying to like explain Dunamancy to Caleb with like the reverence and the respect that he has for it, to Trent, And Trent is like, yeah, anyways, back to the beacon. Like, he just doesn't care, right? He's just like, I see a weapon. I want more power. I want to break things. I like to hurt and kill and maim. That's like my jam. Shh, with all that reverence crap, right? But they still don't understand all of it, right? Thankfully, the knowledge that Essek has, like he has enough understanding of how he does his Dunamancy around gravity and all these different things. And Trent, of course, is trying to figure it out as far as like how it translates into the beacon. But apparently there's still, you know, a middle ground that they haven't quite figured out. Like there's still a missing piece. But while Trent was off getting arrested, we see that foolishly Essex continued to work out the problem. And I don't want to say foolishly in the sense of like, I know that he's doing it because he's thinking, again, the objective is to heal his mother, right? And Trent made sure to throw in a little emotional manipulation again about, don't worry, I'm a man of my word. Don't worry. Like, I mean, I'm just learning and you get to save your mom. That's what this is about, right? But still, I'm like, bro, you should not be leaving all, like this man has already shown you that he will toss you out the second he doesn't need you. Why would you give him the whole solution? Like you are valuable while that solution is in here. And he writes the whole thing down on a board. And anyway, so the solution is there. Anyways, the last time we saw it, still on the chalkboard. Whether or not Trent can make heads or tails of it without Essex, we'll see. But either way, that kind of led into basically Trent using the beacon as a trial run to see what he knows and what he's able to do so far to see if it will work. It was to get, not only because he just wanted to kill things, but it was also to prove to the king that everything that he did was worth it. And, you know, again, this coming back to what Caleb said about the only way to deal with Trent is to kill him. Like I said, him and the king are two sides of the same coin. Like we saw way back in episode 1 how happy the king was to go to war. He don't care. He was just like, how dare you? The only reason he was mad in that chamber was because Trent didn't tell him. That's all. He's like, how? I thought we were besties. I thought we were lovers. Why didn't you tell me? That's the only reason he was upset. He doesn't care about the death, the destruction, all that stuff. Please. He wanted this war. So anyway, that's what ended up happening. Essex found out too late what was going on. He realized that once again, more of his own people were going to die for his choice. He did save his friend, who was sent to the front, which he of course didn't want to happen. I think he forgot about that in the midst of everything. And yeah, his friend now knows the truth. So what's going to happen? Like, is he going to own up to it? Is he going to tell the queen? Is he going to try to run away? Like, I don't even know. Because I think Essex realized now, I mean, he kind of knew already, but I think now it's irrevocable in his mind that, okay, I really royally screwed up. And of course that speaks to his naivety and his youth. But yeah, unfortunately, he knew what he was doing was wrong in the end. And that's why, like I said, you know, the consequences, they're going to suck, but that's where we are. That's life, right? That's why I brought up, you know, the Sansa Stark reference. For those who are a Game of Thrones fan, you know what I'm talking about. One decision that seems seemingly small as far as its ripple effect and impact, yeah, turned out to be monumentally life-changing, not just for you, but for so many others you couldn't have even possibly anticipated. So I do feel for Essex in one sense, but yeah, this is what happens. This is what happens sometimes when you only think about yourself and what you want. And it's very real. Almost all of us would probably do just about anything to save a parent. But yeah, sometimes you got to realize that maybe what you want is not the right thing on a grander scale. Right? So anyway, and then finally, last part of this episode, the shortest part, was the introduction to the orphan maker. And we see that she is a badass, which I didn't doubt for a second, looking the way she did. And she is looking for Trent. And I feel like she's definitely going to cause a lot of damage. I don't know how she's going to go up against a Volstrucker, to be perfectly honest, but she's a badass. That's the point, is she's not one to be played with. And we see that she seems to be having some type of control. That's the way I took it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it just was a strong suggestion she chose to follow. But either way, there's some questions about the orphan maker. Why is she like this? Why did she choose this? And again, does she work for the queen? Does she work for the Kryn? Or does she work for whoever the heck is controlling her via that mark? I got questions, but she is about to descend on Zadash along with our group. And I think that the Volstruckers will be heading there soon as well, now that they know at least one of them is going to be headed there too, because they know that that Caleb is there. So next episode should be pretty exciting, guys. Definitely looking forward to it. I really did enjoy this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along with me. If you did make it all the way to this review, sorry I rambled a bit in this one, but I appreciate it if you did stick around. Please do show some love, and I will see you in the next one.